Welcome back to another video, guys. We are here picking up this car today. I rented a little U-Haul trailer. This is a 1990 Chrysler New Yorker, and they're giving it away for free. They needed it gone. It was running and driving, and they're saying it had a leak in the fuel rail. They tried looking for another one and could not find one, so they decided to give it away for free. And here we are. We're going to take it out of here, so let's get the first look here at the interior. Not too bad. Cloth seats. Dash looks good. Oh, got a aftermarket radio. That's kind of cool. See if we got any treasures in the dash. Couple of owner's manuals. Looks like it's a New Yorker Salon. Power trunk button. Maybe I can get it open with the key too. See if we got any treasures back here. Oh, there we go. Let's take a look and see. Ooh, a couple of floor mats, antifreeze. Looks like the original tape deck, and wow, looks like we've got ourselves a sound system. Looks like there's two 10 or 12 inch subs. Kind of cool. Alright, well, we are not starting it today. We're just going to get it up on the trailer and bring it to a spot we can work on it and see if we can get this problem fixed. So we're going to go bring it back to a place where we can work on it, but looks like it's got some body rust, especially right here. Oh yeah, typical for some parts of Alaska, but hey, that's not too big of a deal. Little rust there. Exhaust is still hanging on there, but looks pretty rusty, but no major holes that I can see. You know, the paint's pretty bad, but looking at the body, there's no big dents or anything, so that's a plus. Looks like we've got a little more rust down here. Yep. No big deal though, can't complain too much. This was a free vehicle. See if we can look up under here. Pretty oily. Looks like this motor mount might be shot, but hey, we're gonna see if we can get it gone either way. Yeah, let's go bring it somewhere we can work on it and see if we can get this thing started up. Check the oil, make sure there's at least something on the dipstick. Oh yeah, we're good. Looks like our coolant reservoir is dry. Oh yeah, you guys probably can't see that, but about 8 inches low. But just for this, I'm just gonna see if this thing will start first things first, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's hook up this jumper pack and see what happens. Yep, that's not starting. It would seem to be out of fuel, I would guess. If this is accurate, at least. Looks like the fuel gauge is not coming up at all. So let's go put some gas to it, see if that helps. Look at that. So, not seeing any leaks yet. Yeah, nothing so far. That's good. Wow. Yeah, this thing started really easy. Just about out of juice on my jumper pack too. Alright, so I'm gonna let it warm up for just a little minute and see if we can find that fuel leak. Engine sounds really good though. Nice and quiet, no knocking or ticking. No leaking. Like, come on. And we'll go ahead and check our tranny fluid. Doesn't smell burnt or anything. Looks like it's at a good level. We'll check it again once we have it running. Okay. Now we are on more of a flat ground. That one's a little low. That one's really low. Alright, I think I'm about done with this thing for today. We're going to let the battery charge overnight. I got air in the tires. We'll see if we're still holding air by tomorrow. So, yeah, let's let this sit and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We've got another day here working on the New Yorker. Only thing I've done so far is put the battery in, and I did start it and drive it to the gas station. Filled it up with some fuel, and while I was doing that, noticed a very loud squeaking noise. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So, just a god-awful racket, and kind of did some tests. So if I just spray it with a little lube, it quiets up. So I'm thinking it's just the belt. I think this belt is just really far gone. So I got a new belt. Also, when I drove it, I noticed I didn't have any flashers. They turn on, but they're solid illuminated. So I bought a flasher relay. I think that's all that needs. So we'll change the belt, put the flasher relays in, and go from there. Alright, so we got the flasher relay out. Here's the new one. Show you guys where it's at. You take out the two screws here, kind of move this fuse panel to the side, and they're up there. So I'll plug it in, see what happens, but to give you an idea, kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Let's give it a little test here. We are good to go. Before, those were just staying illuminated completely, solid, and now they're flashing. You can hear the relay doing its thing. Alright, it is getting pretty late, but I was able to get the belt changed out. And before I wrap it up for the night, I'm just gonna give it a crank and see if that fixed our squeaking issue. No more squeak. Right on. Alright, so that's good. So I'm gonna be driving this to work tomorrow, so I just wanted to do those little things. So I got the blinkers running, it's not squealing at me anymore. We've got fresh gas. I'm going to throw some seafoam in there and probably some seafoam in the crankcase. And yeah, we'll drive it tomorrow and see what else we run into. Okay, so I went to fire it up this morning and, you know, it acted like it didn't want to start, like it was not getting fuel. And, you know, the previous owner said there was a fuel rail leak, so you know, this would be a good chance to check some fuel pressure, see if that really is our issue here. Alright, I heard the fuel pump in the back activate, so I know we have a good fuel pump. Yeah, zero pounds, so definitely have a leak somewhere in the fuel rail. Actually, I think I already found it. Yeah, there it is. Is the other one leaking? So that's one leak so far. Let me give it a couple cranks, see if we can get some more spraying out of there. Wow, actually started. Oh yeah, you can see it dripping right there. Yep. All right, well, there's our leak. I'm gonna go ahead, start taking some of this stuff off and get the fuel rail out of there, and we'll kind of see what we can do about fixing that. I just need to remove last couple bolts, disconnect the plugs on each injector, and then the fuel line down here. It's a quick disconnect, so I got to get a tool on those and pull those off, and then we'll get it to the bench and see what we can do about patching that leak. Okay, it's the next day here, and I wasn't able to film this, but I went ahead and just brazed the leaky areas right here with 45% silver brazing rod that had the flux on the rod, and you just heat that up with a MAP gas torch and just start feeding it in there. Looks like it'll hold pretty good, seems solid, so we're gonna go ahead and put the injectors back in, put the fuel rail back on, and check fuel pressure, make sure it's not leaking, and put everything back together. Alright, fast forward a little bit, we got everything back together. Went pretty smooth, got everything plugged in to the best of my knowledge. We got the fuel pressure gauge on here hooked up. We're going to crank it for the first time and see what happens here. Alright, moment of truth. Fired right up. Wow. Right above 30. I'm not sure the exact specs, but better than 0, which is what was happening before. So I think we did fix our issues. You can see right in there where I brazed it on both sides. Alright, well, I'm just gonna let it warm up for a little bit. When I was putting the injectors back in, I put some oil on the O-rings, so we're blowing quite a bit of smoke right now, but once that burns off, we should calm down a little bit. All right, so it is running pretty steady, but when I rev it up, you can kind of hear sounds like a sticky lifter or something, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some Marble Mystery down. Might help quiet up things. Alright, probably good. Okay, so I went ahead and killed the engine. I'm gonna keep this on, you know, about 36, 37 PSI. We're gonna have it sit for an hour or so, come back and see if it's come down at all. So it's been about an hour. Let's take a look. Hasn't moved at all. Cool. All right, well, our fuel rail leak problem is fixed. And yeah, we got a runner. All right, so it's been about 2 weeks. I've been using this as my daily driver. And fuel rails are holding up. I mean, this thing's running like a top. I did have to go get a title for it. When I bought the vehicle, had no title, so I got it appraised. Then I went to an insurance company and got a surety bond. And then I was able to go to the DMV and get what's called a bonded title. Cost about $400, all said and done. So yeah, really wasn't that hard of a process. Only other thing that's broken is the speedometer. But I haven't looked into it really to see what's making that not work. I just use this for the time being. Had an extra phone. I don't even have a SIM card in this thing, and it works GPS, you know, through satellite, I guess. So if you guys are ever in a pinch, need a speedometer, extra phones are always handy. So yeah, take it for a little drive here, but appreciate you guys watching and hope to see you in the next one.